So this video is going to show you how to create a campaign when you first, how to create a first campaign when you first have a new MailChimp account. So first, obviously log into the MailChimp dashboard. So you can see this is our MailChimp dashboard. On the left, there's multiple buttons. So the second button is create. So we can go to click on create. And once we click on that, we can start with an email campaign, which is the basic email campaign. And then we can give it a name. So for example, I might want to send a email regarding the recording of the Canadian Space Summit. So I'm going to click on begin. And it's going to take me to the campaign and the fields or the sections that we need to pay attention to for a email. Okay, so here we have the this is what we need to do when we set up a campaign. So here we have the to section, which is the recipient. So all you do is just obviously choose your appropriate recipient. So for example, in our account, we don't have that many different types of lists, but as you can see, you could potentially have different types of lists, different campaign list, and then basically you can select your your audience. Okay, so let's say if we're just selecting it to people that we want to test to, and then you can personalize the two fields, which is often recommended, and often you can do first name, last name, or you can do first name and last name. So here I'm gonna pick first name and last name. Save. So make sure that you have a from address. So if you can, again, this is where you can edit. You can you can select a different email address, whoever that you want to in your email. This would be the person. This would show as the person or the organization that has sent the email. So then make sure that you have a pretty appealing subject line. So for example, can say watch the recording of Canadian Space Summit. So this is what I'm asking. This is my subject line, and then you can have a preview text. This preview text typically appears in the inbox after the subject line. So you can say, for example, just you want to say things that are interesting. You don't need to repeat the subject line because that's just kind of the waste of space if you are just kind of repeating the subject line again. Often I have seen emails where people just kind of repeat a subject line, but for me, I don't think that's. I think the purpose of having the preview text is to kind of show, kind of shows people what your email is about. So you can say miss our events for 2020. I mean, I'm just kind of making it up right now, but basically, you can just type anything you want, but essentially, it just kind of just it's basically an additional line to catch your audience to prompt the audience to prompt the subscriber to open your email. And then here would be the content. I mean, here you would go to the part where you might spend a lot of most of your time on, which is just to design the email. And MailChimp gives you a lot of MailChimp gives you certain some templates that you can use. So you can select a template. Um, you can select a template that MailChimp gives you. Sell a product. You can showcase news, things like that. You can MailChimp also gives you an option to choose something that you had already saved in the past. So you could design a template and you can save it, and you just have to select the template that you want to use and just kind of go through your email to make sure that everything is done correctly. So in our newsletter, we didn't actually address we don't address each single subscriber, but if you want it, what you can do is so you can see that we don't really have a greeting, but if you want it, what you can do is you can select dear someone, and then you can use a merge tag. So for example, dear first name. So that this would be like the first name of your list. Save and close. And just continue. And so you pretty much have your campaign that's done. And you can choose to send it immediately right away, or you can choose to schedule the campaign. And so, for example, you can schedule this campaign to be sent out at a future date and time, and then click on schedule the campaign, and you are done. And in your dashboard, you can just go to your campaign list. So on the left, if you select campaigns, you'll see a list of the campaigns that you have scheduled, or the list of the campaigns that you sent before.